Well, in the world of football, it's rare to see a former football legend having his child becoming one of the greatest in the world. But guess what? Ronaldinho's son has been signed by the La Masia Academy of Barcelona. The dad has gone ahead to confirm. We are going to discuss that and what that means to Ronaldinho and the Barcelona fraternity, because we thought that maybe they had fallen out because Ronaldinho never left Barcelona at good times. But obviously, he has let his son sign a deal with Barcelona. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. Rokani David is my name. As a 140 million euro Joao Felix transfer is anticipated in the summer, and how is it going to be unfolded to see to it that Atletico Madrid gets back the amount of money they paid for Joao Felix as he left Benfica to Atletico Madrid way back in 2019. And lastly, we are discussing Pogba. A possible contract termination at Juventus is being discussed, and obviously the president of all the caretaker of Juventus has come out and really spoken about whether it's possible or impossible. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Rokani David is my name, and let's get this ready and steady. Now, we're having a story coming in from Mundo Deportivo about Joao Felix. Joao Felix is one of those players that really was signed in the January transfer window on loan from Atletico Madrid to Chelsea. £10 million of loan fee, with Chelsea obligating themselves to pay his salary of £250,000 a week. That means Atletico Madrid is really making in some good money and saving, because he's going to be here for 6 months up to June. Now, if you count January, that is £1 million saved. That means they are saving close to £6 million, and they are given a 10 million loan fee. And obviously, that is £16 million being made by Atletico Madrid in the first 6 months of the year. So it was really such good business. But they're having something they're really anticipating, that Atletico Madrid hope Joao Felix has a successful loan spell at Chelsea so they can convince the Blues to spend 140 million euros on him in the summer. The player has no intention to play under Diego Simeone again. And obviously, the story of Joao Felix wanting not to play for Diego Simeone again broke out in December towards the end of the World Cup, that he wants out of Atletico Madrid because the manager there is playing pragmatic football that he feels like it is not playing in his favor. Then after that, teams like Manchester United were at the front seat with Arsenal to get him. After failing to get him because they couldn't pay £10 million of loan fee and paying his full salary, they left him out and Chelsea went in for him because Chelsea was desperate to land in players. Looks like Chelsea don't have, by the way, they don't have a scouting team. It's United and Arsenal that are scouting for them players. After them scouting for them players, they go out and really sign those players. That's the situation at Chelsea now. Now, will this come to pass and Atletico Madrid get 140 million euros for Joao Felix? I believe it's possible. One, the first game that Joao Felix played for Chelsea, though he was red carded, he really played and looked very, very, very well. Looks like he's a player that is going to be the glue to that team of Chelsea, especially linking the midfield to the attack, because he's not going to be leading the line. I think he's going to be playing behind a forward. So he's going to be doing great stuff in there for you. And he's returning on Saturday as Chelsea take on West Ham away at the London Stadium. So if he performs very well and nets in goals, I believe he's going to do that. Atletico Madrid will want 140 million euros. And to bring you up to speed, they bought him from Benfica at 130 million euros, meaning that they would have made a profit of 10 million euros. If I told you add on the 16 they've made from January to June this year, that will be close to a profit of like 30 million euros from this player known as Joao Felix. So Atletico Madrid are really wanting him to shine, and when he shines, it won't only be Chelsea in for him, because PSG is looking for forward. Manchester United wanted Joao Felix. For your information, they made a bid of 90 million euros, but was rejected last summer. Bayern Munich is looking in for centre forward. So those are the three teams that are really going to be having money at their disposal, because it looks like PSG are also going to lose Kylian Mbappe maybe in the summer. But a bidding war will be meaningful if at all Joao Felix performs very well at Chelsea. If he scores like 10 goals and puts in assists for Chelsea, then that is going to be something that PSG is going to be smiling at. They'll smile all the way to the bank, because they will know that the bidding war is outside there. Whoever doesn't get us 140 million euros is not going to get this player. I think Chelsea won't even be having an advantage over this, reason being the player won't be theirs, due to the fact that they never put in a mandatory clause of buying him back or a loan purchase. It was not included, meaning that for Atletico Madrid, they are just blowing their pink finger to see to it that Joao Felix hits the ground running at Chelsea. And if at all you saw the cameo when he played against Fulham, you know that this lad is really going to hit the ground running, and obviously Atletico Madrid are going to get in their money. And the prospect is really great. So let's wait and see what's going to happen from that side of Atletico Madrid. But you never know what is going to happen in the summer, but let's wait and see. Manchester United is going to get new owners coming in from Qatari. That is the Qatari investment fund. Arsenal is having Kroenke. It's also willing to spend big. So we are waiting to see what is going to happen between Joao Felix and Atletico Madrid, because he doesn't want to return to Atletico Madrid, meaning that Jorge Mendes is all outside there, going to be busy in the summer looking for the permanent destination for his client, Joao Felix. After that, let's do some Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho was a player at Barcelona. They bought him from PSG. United were only paying £5 million for him, but PSG was calling in for £12 million. And Ferguson said, I'm not paying that amount of money for the Brazilian. Then Barcelona came in through, paid the money for Ronaldinho, and the rest was history. But when Pep Guardiola came in through, he was one of those players that he really showed the exit door, and they never parted ways in good spirit. But he has a good son, a son that he really has from a woman. They really separated, I think, way back. But it said Ronaldinho has been giving help to the mother, and obviously what we call financial support, and is not a deadbeat dad, and kudos to him. Now, this son, the 17-year-old son known as Joao Mendes, has signed for Barcelona, and he's really one of those sons that Ronaldinho is proud of. He's his eldest son, though he has other children from other women, but this son is really special because he is the one who has really taken this job by storm and love. We've been told by RS1 that Ronaldinho has announced that his 17-year-old son, Joao Mendes, will sign for Barcelona. Try your past for the Brazilian talent. I can confirm Barcelona will sign Joao. Barcelona has always been part of my life and my heart, and it will continue with my son. So, should we expect the Ronaldinho gimmicks, jinking feet, technicalities on the ball? Should we expect that? That is another day. That is a story that we should discuss on another day, because this guy is really exciting. At the age of 17, he's really looking like the father. And let me show you how this lad really looks like. But he's a very good bowler, and I think he has a huge destiny that he's really going to live. He's going to live in the game of football. But the one thing is, him remunerating what his father did is really something that he's going to be looked at, and he needs to work a lot to see to it that people don't see him in the image of his father, because his father did lots of things to the ball, or did lots of things to this game of football, that every time you're going to see his son, we might be expecting or anticipating a lot from the son, yet that won't be the case. So that is a story coming in from Ronaldinho himself. That is Ronaldinho and his son that is going to sign for Barcelona, and La Masia is welcoming him with huge hands, or welcoming hands, to see to it that he really becomes that other player that the world will go ahead and really talk about in the coming years. Now, Mr. Injury Prone, Paul Pogba, having been signed by Juventus, still now has not played a single game for Juventus. Rumors were that a contract termination might be possible for him at Juventus because he's earning a very huge salary. He has been injury prone ever since he re-signed in the summer for them. They spent a lot of money on him to return to Juventus, but he is not playing any game for them. Juventus is having lots of problems, deducted 15 points off their would have been 40 points that had collected before the season, before they were really subjected to that punishment. And now they feel like if I thought they're not the Champions League, Paul Pogba wouldn't be able to play for them because of the financial constrictions they are into as the club of Juventus. Now, Fabrizio Romano has really quoted the chief football officer, Calvo, on Paul Pogba of Juventus, has told us that we are not planning to terminate Paul Pogba's contract. I can deny these stories. He's an important player for us. The injuries are part of the game, but Paul is training well and we can't wait for him. So, they've refuted all the rumors that Paul Pogba is going to see his contract terminated at Juventus because they are really having financial constrictions or problems and the player is not always fit. So, we wait and see where this leaves Paul Pogba. But when you look at Paul Pogba, he's a player that will come out and really take as a talented player. Very talented, but he doesn't really rest enough. He's a lifeist, and I believe if I told you a lifeist and you don't give your body enough rest, then when such injuries come, they'll hit you hard. That's what Pogba is really facing right now in his career. At Manchester United, he was an injury-prone player, and very people are asking me, could you welcome back Paul Pogba? I would give you a big no. A big no, because he's a very, 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 very egoistic player. He influences the dressing room. He led to the sacking of Jose Mourinho, yet Jose Mourinho masterminded his return to Manchester United, but he backbited him and obviously they left. Even Jose Mourinho brought the war to the press conference. He had made Paul Pogba his captain. He took that armband off him. You get? So, it was not something healthy, and it's not a player that you can use to keep your dressing room intact because however much he's talented and he can give you some cameos of world-class performances, but his inconsistency does not call for him to be a huge figure in the dressing room. Yet he wants to be a leader, and one of the characteristics of a leader has to be exemplary. You have to lead by example. You have to be consistent. You get? When you look at the captain of Manchester United right now, I'm not talking about Harry Maguire, I'm talking about Bruno Fernandes, because everything we've really taken at the club of Manchester United is because of Bruno Fernandes. He leads by example. He runs, he creates, he assists, he scores. You get? He's a leader. And no leader doesn't lead by example. So Paul Pogba is a different kind of player that I wouldn't entertain to my team. But I believe Juventus are really having a very bad spell. And yesterday they won by 3-0. Vlahovic scoring 2 and assisting 1. But I believe it's going to be hard for them to keep Paul Pogba and Vlahovic. Because if they don't make it to the Champions League, that means they are not going to get in money. If you don't qualify for the Champions League, all your sponsors take a cut of the amount of money they give you. That's it. If you don't qualify for the Champions League, that's what they do. They take a cut of the amount of money they really give you. And look at the kit sponsorship, like all Adidas. If Adidas is giving them £100 million per year, all per season, if they don't qualify for the Champions League, they'll give them like £60 million. Obviously, that will be a deficit in the budget of Juventus. Even others, the shirt sponsors, also agree onto that, because when you are playing Champions League, that means you are playing very many games and you are playing at the elite level of football. If you're not playing there, you're already having problems. So that is a man known as Paul Pogba, and everything is like that. His contract is safe. The chief football officer or the CEO of Juventus right now has confirmed that we are not terminating the contract of the French, African born and bred. Now, what are your thoughts onto Atletico Madrid wanting 140 million euros for Joao Felix in the summer if at all he goes ahead to prosper, because he doesn't want to return to Diego Simeone's side. Then tell me your thoughts about this son of Ronaldinho that has really made his step to Barcelona. He has been playing in Brazil and now finally he's in Barcelona. Do you think he's going to emulate what his father really did? That is a question I'm leaving for you that is really calling for an answer. And then Pogba, the chief football officer, Calvo at Juventus, has confirmed to us that the contract that is holding with holding with Juve isn't going to be terminated. Your thoughts are welcome for all those three stories we've done today. First story of the day, more is yet to come. Rokani David is my name. A sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. A sign out for now. See you later. We are returning with a huge Arsenal story that was reported yesterday. I'm out.